A beautiful circus trapeze artist agrees to marry a dwarfish leader of sideshow performers, but his friends discover that she's only marrying him for his inheritance in 1932's incredibly freakish Freaks.
We didn't lie to you, folks. We told you we had living, breathing monstrosities. Their code is a law unto themselves. Offend one, and you offend them all.
I'm really not going to talk too much about the actors, directing, and writing of the story because I haven't really seen too many other movies of the directors, the actors, and so forth. It's kind of a rarity in the sense that it's really almost like this movie could be like a documentary because they use real freaks. And I'm saying that because I'm using the word freaks because that's how they taglined it back then. I guess it was okay. They offer this really cool text at the beginning of the movie. They did that a lot in those days. Of like this almost spiritual connection between like of what like freaks were perceived as, and it's like it almost like it really sets the stage for this freakish. I'm gonna keep using the word freakish because that's kind of the best way to describe this movie. It really sets forth this freakish mood that you get in, and then the movie starts. And what's cool about this movie, and it is a horror movie in terms of genre, you get this uncomfortable feeling, but it's not one of necessarily of like like of terror. It's just you're in this world of circus performers. I'm not trying to be cruel or fearful towards freaks. Again, I'm gonna get in trouble for using these words. It just makes you uncomfortable. And I'm gonna honestly go ahead and say I will be terrified to ever go to a circus again because of this movie. It came out in 1932. Not long after 1931's Frankenstein, which really could be christened as the movie that started the horror genre, especially the monster movies of the 1930s. And although I personally believe that Frankenstein is a better movie, I was much more terrified of Freaks. As I hinted towards earlier, the mood that you're put in is not always of fear, but at times even of pity and remorse. You empathize with the main character who is, the leader of the Freaks per se, and he suffers from, of a dwarfism, and it's just like it's terrifying because he's nice, but if you make fun of his height, there's a switch that happens that goes to almost like this murderous kind of mood. And again, it's just one of those movies where you're totally paralyzed by that surprise of mood shifts. It's a great simple story, which again, like with horror movies then and now, generally doesn't really happen. It's it's a simple story of a beautiful woman marrying a not so attractive man for his inheritance, but that's all you need for this movie. It's more than enough where you just like you look at the girl and it's like you're getting into something that you don't want to get into, and it, needless to say, it does not end well. I'm not going to go in depth of like what exactly happens that freaks you out so much, but the beginning of the story takes place of a group of people who are looking over a cage or kind of a pit, and they're describing this horrible looking attraction, and you don't see it until the end of the movie, and just like when you see it, it's just like everything kind of comes together, and it's just like it puts you in this mentality of like, I don't know, it almost like it kind of bullies you into not even respecting people of deformities, but fearing them. It is terrific in its genre, and it's a great classic, but somehow it just doesn't get talked about enough, and not enough people hear about it. So it is my pleasure to give it some of that publicity and change it around and turn it back into the movie that it deserves to be declared as. And that's pretty much it.